Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in, everybody. We are here with a very, very special uh, interview. Today, we are going to celebrate Miss Funmi Monet and her launch of Influxious. We are officially 1 week away. We're so excited. Thank you for coming in. And we're going to introduce it today. I got a special co star. I'm out here in the wilds just for you. I just got off the pool, but we weren't going to let this go just a minute past the time because the auntie's been on the move. So without further ado, here's the other auntie.
Hey everyone.
Yes, she has had me here, there, and everywhere, but no matter what we did, we were doing this interview. So, when I say we don't have somewhere else, and we've got him in today too. Hey, why is he not coming in? There you go.
Hey,
there you go. Hey,
it's just me here.
I know
it's just me here today.
It was a lot. I know because I got your woman over here. So I got one half of the All Factory Outlaws, and we have been doing it, okay? The aunties have been on the move, but we weren't going to let it go today because we are going to talk all things Influxious. The who, the what, the where, the why, the how. Because we want you all to know from the woman herself, the woman of the hour, Ms. Funmi Monet. Let's bring her to the stage, y'all.
Hey guys.
Hey.
Hey, how are you? Happy Sunday, y'all.
Happy Sunday.
Trying to make you the big one. I did it earlier. Wait a minute. Oops. Wait a minute. How do we switch her?
I gotcha.
Thank you. I'm like, switch her again because I had it. Thank you.
There we go.
Hi, guys.
We are so excited to have you today.
I'm excited to be here on my favorite day of the week.
You have been such an angel to us, every step of the way, keeping us involved and informed, and we thank you. So tonight, tonight we celebrate you. Like we're big fans. We're big fans. We're like, we're not just, members. We are all the president. Because, one of the great things about when your the people you admire or work with become family is you want their success. And I think that definitely the folks at Aroma Affair and now the Influxious Insiders and really all of social media are so happy to bow down to the feet of the queen of perfume talk, okay? Because Mother has entered the building with her very own perfume line. So tell us about Influxious.
Oh my goodness. Well, first of all, where did we leave off last time? Because the last time I was here, I was trying to get out of my 360 Bad Boy record deal, and now I have achieved freedom with launching Random. And to be honest, it feels amazing. Like I've been working on this brand for the last 2 years, right, since 2024, and it still feels so surreal that I'm 7 days away. Because I remember I used to say, okay, guys, 23 more months, okay, 18 more months, okay, 1 more year, okay, 6 more months, okay, 30 more days, and I'm like 7 days. This is crazy, but I'm so excited because I truly speaking, what I've done what I've been able to do since I started is not what I ever imagined I would have been able to do. Like I really did not think I would ever be able to achieve the level of quality that we achieved with this fragrance brand. I didn't even think I didn't know I was going to launch 4 fragrances. I was thinking maybe 2, and launching 4 at one time and just all the things that we've been able to do it's been insane.
Well, first of all, we're excited because this is a bona fide brand launch. You came out the gates swinging, okay? This is not, this is my perfume and you all should try it. This is my brand, and I came out, ready to mark my territory. It's so hilarious that that fragrance theater had said he's like these are the Infinity Stones. I think y'all don't know. And then I saw your post today and I said, oh my God, that's exactly how she thought of it. It is amazing to watch people who are listening and who are relating to your perfumes. So exactly the way you intended. How did that make you feel? I mean, he didn't say that. He said that.
I really felt like, you know what, when people can connect with your brand without you even saying a word regarding like how they should feel when they smell the fragrances, how they should feel when they experience the bottles, that tells you that your branding is on point. Because to be honest, I think that's the hardest thing that you can do when you're launching a brand, is like helping people to understand what you experienced when you were creating it. And then there's a lot of founders that don't have a vision when they create it. Like the vision is, I want to make money. So I'm going to create a trendy scent note, or I'm going to use, just like I'm going to create a fragrance that's, based off something that's already popular. There's no spirit behind it. And I feel like every single time I see people make like videos about Influxious, whether it's about our color scheme, whether it's about our storytelling on the website, whether it's about, when they smelled the fragrances and this is how they felt, I realized you guys are actually feeling part of my soul that I put into this. Like we're the spirit to spirit right now. We're eyeball to eyeball.
Well, and I think that that's such a big thing, because I truly feel like you have allowed your brand to have an identity, and each fragrance within the launch has its own identity, and people have picked up on it. So, and as I've seen everybody posting online and all the different forums, like every color, every name, like and if I was to hold up the creative brief against every review, like truly 98% of everything I've seen is true to, what you had intended. And so I feel like you truly had a strong identity, not only for the brand, but each fragrance. And it's been well received and well identified.
Before we even get started, girl, I'm going to tell you, you needed to pay me, because only my clients get this level of confidentiality. I have been stressed since December, girl. Okay. I have been so stressed out about not saying a word. And I'm like, I felt like you said you gave birth. You didn't birth any babies, you birthed a brand. And I'm telling you that I felt like the doula that was just checking in every so often to make sure everything was going okay. Because I was like, I want to tell somebody so bad that was not Auntie Jess and, and Uncle Justin over there. It was just, how did you keep this secret?
You imagine how I felt every time I would come online and I would see comments, like little snide comments, like it's just an influencer brand and it's probably going to be some cheap shit, or is she even really launching anything? I wanted to be like, is she really launching anything?
Girl, I was so mad. When they leaked your bottles on that flat poster board, whatever that was.
How did y'all use those photos?
I was like, I said, and then people started resharing it and they want to talk about it. Oh my God, I thought she'd do so much better. I was like,
I know. Low key though, I'm glad. So what brands do is brands send out their like press images, right? And you tell them the date that you'd like them to post. But some people, they don't adhere to the suggested date, So when they posted those flat ass like white background photo, I'm like, dang, you couldn't have used one of the editorial photos. And so but at the end of the day, it kind of worked out, because when we posted our photos, it had that wow factor that I feel like we only really could have gotten from us. So it was whatever.
Yes, it was, and I'm going to tell you that when the real photos came, though, it was definitely, I felt like the photos that they used,
I felt like Beyonce looked around everybody on mute.
Yeah, that's it. The photos that they posted were from
because I thought y'all had something to say. I thought it wasn't giving.
Okay.
I thought I wasn't giving. What about now?
And I was so worried. Like I said, please, because this is so sad. At the infancy of your brand, like those, like okay, so all buzz is great,
right?
But all it takes is the wrong buzz from the right person for the negativity campaign to take off. And as an influencer yourself, how have you been prepared to deal with that?
I started talking to a new therapist. Literally, like I was talking to some of my founder friends, and they were like, "Funmi, I know you're a therapist. You should consider going to therapy, because you are going to want to react to people like an influencer, and you cannot do that. You're a founder now. You cannot over-explain yourself. When people say, why is it 150? You don't have to write a dissertation regarding how much your materials cost, how much you're paying your team, how much you pay your warehouse. Like you don't have to do that. Like, and you can't do that. You can't make a video response to everything, and you'll want to, and you can't do that. And you'll see things that will hurt your feelings. You'll see people make comments. You just can't do anything about it. You can't clap back.
Because now you're a brand owner.
Yeah, now you're a brand founder. Like, you can't do that.
I guess we get the click back, huh?
You can do it for me. You know what's so funny? I saw an interview once where Viola Davis said she had a burner account that she uses to cuss people out on Instagram. I said she might have been onto something with that.
Oh, definitely. Definitely not a might have been, baby. Definitely not a might have been. Sadly, even a certain person in the White House calls in and uses a fake name. Look,
that's the thing.
The urge is there, baby. The urge is there.
The urge is there. I said, and they can't resist it. And to be honest, in my opinion, he is the example of why you really shouldn't be logging in and clapping back at people.
It go left quick. But we're not
no,
worried about him. We are worried about you and the lessons that you've learned. Again, I mean, how many years you been in the game?
Yeah, I've been doing this for 8 years now.
People don't know that.
People don't know that.
People don't know that.
Mm-hmm. I'm not a baby at this. I've been doing this for a long time. And to be honest, like, I think it's probably worked to my benefit because I have been around so long. Like, you don't have any dirt on me. Like, you don't have anything you can use on me. Oh, Funmi said this. I did. Or, like, I don't know. I think it's just like, I think when you've been doing this for as long as I have, it's like you've had a long time to build a runway for a foundation for people to be able to trust you too. Like, coming out of nowhere and just like if you were an influencer for 2 years and all of a sudden you're like, oh, I'm dropping my own brand. It's like, oh, we've been doing this for 2 years. Like, you still have milk on your tongue, But when you've been doing it like this long, for a lot of people, it's like, okay, she's been around for a while. This doesn't feel like a cash grab.
Well, it wasn't just that. I mean, when I say we've watched you on a journey and we know so much about you from Counter Girl to Sephora Girl to therapist to influencer to the decision that you were going to do this full time and being the very first influencer brand. People don't know that you were the very first influencer perfume. Like, people don't know that. Let's talk about even that process and what you learned that got you out your Bad Boy 360 deal.
I learned that you have to be able to say, I don't want to do that anymore. You have to be able to say, I don't think this is serving me. I don't want to be locked into this. This is not for me. And you have to allow the no to be the full sentence. People will try to guilt you. I know that the people I partnered with are fighting the air right now because in their mind, they could use me for digital slavery for the rest of my life, in perpetuity. Is that the lawyer word? In perpetuity, right? Mm-hmm. And I have to take my own power back. I have to say, you know what? I got all I could get out of this. I love this iconic moment, but now I deserve to carve my own path. And that's what I'm doing. I'm carving my own path. I'm walking my own path. I'm creating my own path. I'm figuring it out, and sometimes you don't know. Sometimes you don't know. I don't know the answer, Sway, to everything, right? And every day is a lesson. It's like, oh, I didn't know that yesterday, but now I know it today, and that's the beauty of this journey is, I didn't come in with a Harvard MBA background. I didn't come in as a Nepo baby whose, father wrote me a check and I just launched a business. And I didn't come in as an influencer with millions of followers where like a lot of the agencies, if you have 1 million followers or more, the agencies themselves will launch your brand for you. You just show up and say, I like this color and this perfume. This one smells good and I like pink. And they do everything. Like you are working for equivalent of maybe 30 minutes per day, But for me, building it from the ground up, it just makes me feel so strong. And it also makes me feel like this brand has soul. Like I've really been able to put so much of myself in this that when I put it out there, like when you see Influxious, it's given Funmi. It's not given anybody else but Funmi. There's no way. There's no way you would look at that.
I don't think that I could see you, even what you did with Exalté, frankly. Mm-hmm. I really can't see you giving up all control. I don't see you as the influencer who shows up and just says, hey, I like this and I like pink. Mm-hmm. So to an extent, this was just a better route for you. This is your personality.
Because now I'm not just involved in, the creative process. Like with Exalte, I was just involved in the creative process and marketing. So, I'm like, okay, this is the scent profile I like. This is how I want it to smell. Okay, this is the bottle I like. Like, this is the design. These are the colors I want for the boxes. Like, this is the vibe I want this fragrance to give. So I got to be in charge of like the creative. I was essentially the creative director, and then in charge of all the marketing. But now with having my own brand, I'm in charge of not just the creative and marketing, I'm in charge of the processes, the systems, the things that are involved in the background that has to take place in order to have a successful brand. Because what difference does it make if I know how to make a good perfume if I don't know how to choose a warehouse that's going to get my products out on time, or I don't know how to choose a good person that's going to handle my supply chain and operations, or I don't have a good person that's helping me figure out my marketing, or someone that's helping me like post on social media every day. All you have is a good idea, and that's it.
Well, let's talk about the perfumes and their concept. Okay. Because everyone is a truly distinct personality. And I think that they gave to me different aspects of your life and of your becoming as a woman. Mm-hmm. So, and kind of the statement, the mark that you wanted to make on the world. Mm-hmm. So let's talk about them.
With this fragrance brand, it was so important for me to move away from this idea of like a signature fragrance. I'm like, what's signature? Every day I wake up and I reinvent myself. I don't even put on the same wig every day. Why would I wear the same fragrance every day?
Somebody asked me about that yesterday, and they were like, well, what fragrance do you like? I said, all of them.
Oh, yeah. I'm like, whatever I feel like.
And she was like, I
wake up and I want to smell.
I said, it's even different at different parts of the day. Okay. Like I might change how I feel about how I want to present myself 20 minutes later. So
I might be giving clean girl in the morning and I want to do rose and oud at night.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the beauty of life. And I think, one thing I learned about as a therapist is the ability to not be rigid. Flexibility is something I've had to continuously work on in my life. Like I cannot be rigid and want to stay in one place because it doesn't allow you to be dynamic. It doesn't allow you to have the ability to change, to have multiple facets. You're not a one-dimensional person. You're three-dimensional. And I think your fragrance can do that. Your fragrance is a representation of that.
Well, what's been hilarious is, as you know, I sit on your lives and I watch them and I want to scream because everybody want to still ask you about Exalte. And I missed it. And I love how gracious you are with your deflection of you will forget all about Exalte. And
I forgot about it. I'm like, y'all keep asking me about it. I'm like, who's Exalte? Who's there?
I want to tell the people in the chat. Once you get this here, even just the discovery said, once you get your nose on it, you are going to forget all about Exalte too.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was really interesting, as you know, as everyone knows, is that Funmi is a Turkish rose girl. We all talk about how Funmi is a Turkish rose girl. Did you decide to get away from your Turkish rose?
No, we still have a Turkish rose in there. Okay, so, and that's the crazy thing. Like, people don't seem to understand with perfumery. Turkish rose, it's a million ways to flip that, reverse it, and do something different with it. Like, because even if I said, okay, guys, I'm doing a fragrance that has Turkish rose, right? If I were to say that, the first thing people would think is, oh, I'm getting another Exalte, guys. Why would I reheat my own nachos? I've spent 8 years calling people out that do that, and now I'm going to turn around and reheat my own nachos. But we did Turkish rose in a way that I felt like was so fresh and modern, and I felt like it was so different. And we, the High Life fragrance, it has the Turkish rose, but then it has also hibiscus, which I think is stunning. It has ginger, it has raspberry. We did a blueberry musk, which I think is so unique. Like, off the top of your head, how many fragrances do you even know that have blueberry in it?
I'm gonna tell you, it's the blueberry musk for me.
It's so good.
It is,
because blueberry musk for everybody.
Because when we all think blueberry, it is a top note that floats off onto the wind. You know that, and I'm just, come on, chat, tell me about it. I know. Come on, chat. I know. When we think about blueberry musk, that's exactly it. Blueberry flew right on by. The berry went right on by. We think of it as in the opening, and that was nice. Mm-hmm. The fact that it gives you that jammy dry down after all that, and I'm gonna just call it what it is sensuality. Because I'm gonna tell you, I don't own a yacht that, goes around the coast of Spain, but I feel like I need to. And I feel like I did, when I wear my high life. Okay. I'm going to tell you that I feel like I was actually vacationing, in Zanzibar with my lover, like I think that I am every other day. Okay. So that's what it gave to me. And I was like, okay, Funmi, I definitely got the vibe. I got the vibe.
Period.
They love the blueberry. They're very excited about the blueberry.
Yes, that's my favorite one. And I feel like because blueberry is so underrated, like I have a massive collection, and I think I have 2 fragrances, maybe 3 max out of 1,000 with blueberry. I'm like, oh, that's a very small amount. Mm-hmm. And I literally, so this is my rule of thumb. I judge how unique something will be based on if I have a lot of it in my collection. So like, I feel like, for example, I have a lot of like strawberry, I have a lot of like, vanilla or something. Through the garage. Enter the door. Okay. I don't have a lot of blueberry in my collection. So I was like, well, if I don't have a lot of blueberry in my collection, the average person probably doesn't really know a lot of blueberry themselves. And that's my gauge for how unique a fragrance is. Like if I can look at 1,000 bottles and I can't pick it out of 1,000, I mean, there's probably 50,000 perfumes in the world, but I'm like, okay, if out of 1,000, I cannot find anything that smells like this, then I think that this is a very good sign that this is a unique fragrance.
Well, speaking of, let's move on to Well Loved.
Oof, my girl, I'm wearing that today.
Okay. And okay, she may not. We're gonna talk about it, then I'm gonna let her talk about it because it's a memory, and she feels like she can share. But for me, it's the shea butter. Who has a fragrance with shea butter in it? Like a fragrance. I ain't talking about your melted body butters, and I mean an actual perfume and a note is actually shea butter.
It's very rare. I can tell you that when I did my research.
Hey man, Justin says he does. Which one you got, Justin?
I think Balaclava's 41 Beach.
Oh,
it's true.
Yeah, it's a brand new one. And yeah, it's a very interesting note in fragrance altogether. I tried to explain that to people because I'm not a body cream guy. I didn't grow up using shea butter. The first time that I smelled that fragrance, I'm going, wow, like what is this? This is a new fragrance profile for me. So it took me a while to like really, I guess, process that and like how it develops on skin and in conjunction with other notes. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely an interesting note. You don't smell a lot. And
I think a lot of times when I smelled it, they pair it with a lot of vanilla. And like shea butter in its natural form is like, it's very, very earthy. Like it's not super creamy, sweet, like vanilla ice cream. A lot of shea butter fragrances are vanilla ice cream adjacent, And I wanted this to smell like authentic shea butter. I wanted to have that kind of raw quality. So when you smell it on the skin, like it's not a super sweet perfume. Like it does have a little bit of an earthiness to it with cardamom, but I think it's a fragrance that feels very grounding. And I think that's where a lot of people are going to be very confused by my collection, because the truth is, I think a lot of people, like, I always kind of joke about being like a gourmand girly and how I'm like, I'm a triple board certified gourmand girly. But I was just like, like gourmand has had its moment. It's not to say gourmand isn't good, but I'm like, let's move away from that. Let's explore something else. Like, let's open up your palette, And I think that when you do that, it's a little bit unsettling to people who are expecting a certain thing from you. I think if someone is seeing shea butter in my fragrance and they're thinking it's going to be shea butter vanilla ice cream cupcake, it's not shea butter vanilla ice cream cupcake. This is shea butter that's an elevated floral with some skin qualities. It has a beautiful fruitiness, but it's not syrupy. And then that ginger just gives it a really nice spark. So it never feels heavy on your skin. It's meant to be a new type of skin scent. It's a skin scent that resonates with how myself and a lot of people across the diaspora have a lot of people in the diaspora have like how a lot of people in the diaspora have experienced, like, growing up. I think another thing I tell people too is like when I created my fragrance brand, it wasn't like, okay, I want to create a fragrance that's a mirror of Funmi. Like this is not a conceited project. I don't. I know. I know when you see the bottles, like it's like okay, it's giving Funmi because it's giving Lux, but my brand is meant to be a mirror of experiences that I think so many people can share. So many people can share, you know, their mother giving them a bath and tucking them into bed at night. You know, having a hug from your grandmother, your favorite person. That feeling of comfort. That's what well love represents.
So speaking of, I think I'm gonna let Auntie Jess jump in now.
So I actually had a privilege of experiencing the entire line, you know, a while back, and we were in a dimly lit space, and I didn't have any notebook, paper, or anything. It was
I didn't have a pen and paper. I just
I wasn't allowed to take notes. I wasn't allowed to do anything. It was pretty much like a, hey, here's my fragrances. What do you think? I want feedback. And when I tell you it was dark where we were, it was dark. And so I got to be as alone as I could be in a room full of people. I got to be pretty alone in my testing of these fragrances. And so when I got to test Well Loved, you know, everybody was doing their own thing, and I'm smelling, and I felt tears welling up in the back of my eyeballs, but I didn't want to, like, you know, break down in the middle of this full room. And all I could think about was my grandmother. My grandmother had MS when she was, you know, in her younger years, and I don't know who her caregiver was, but they must have introduced shea butter into her routine when they were caring for her. And then that trickled down to when she cared for me as a child. And as I'm smelling this, all I could think about was my grandma, who isn't on this earth anymore, and she's in heaven, and I miss her dearly. But being able to smell this tester in a room full of people, and I couldn't see the faces really of who I was with because it was so dark. I got to have in a moment all alone where I feel like my grandmother was touching me from the other side of heaven. And I knew right then that this was going to be a fragrance that was going to be so special for so many people. And I could not wait for it to be in a bottle for me to have it forever in my collection. So thank you for your vision, and thank you for bringing something so emotional and so relational, because I'm sure it's not just me. I'm sure other people will have a very similar experience. So sorry. Now I'm like, I can literally smell it. And that I will say,
I know.
And well love, and that's why we named it that, because that is the feeling, that's the emotion of remembering that you are well loved. You know, that whether it was from someone caring for you, or even just the fact that you put that on for yourself that day, you are well loved and cared for.
And I will say, when I first, I won't tell the masses, because when I smelled these for the first time, it's been 8 months, and each single one, when I talked about the very, very beginning about each one having an identity, I have each one emblazoned in my nostrils, because every single one that I smelled was immediately transported me to somewhere in time, a memory that I had very specific. And so I didn't need them in front of me every day. Like, each one has their own trigger. And so I implore everyone to go ahead and get each one, because I guarantee you will be triggered by something in every fragrance and be able to see your life in one piece.
Yeah.
The aunties are the only ones who have not complied with the requirement to do a video. So
I could do a video, but I wanted to be able to, like, have a bottle in front of me. I could do, believe me, they are forever emblazoned in the frontal cortex.
Wait, does Justin have a Sephora.com account?
Yes.
Okay,
we on this. Don't worry. We're on it. We are on it, baby. We on it.
Like, from Justin's account, and then go back and post another one from your account when you were
we're on it. We just said we're I got 3 accounts in this household. I got you. The thing is, we just you know, we didn't. So that's okay.
I didn't know if I could post without pictures.
Yeah. But we just want you to know. So all y'all down in the chat. So, we are definitely your mama. Do as I say, do not as I do. Because y'all make sure that y'all get them videos in and y'all get them those posts up on Sephora.com. We keep telling y'all the date is the 24th. If you can get it done earlier, get it done earlier, because Sephora has not been uploading the reviews immediately.
They have 72 hours.
They have 72 hours from the time that you load it to it hits their webpage. So if you can get it done tomorrow, today,
because I have a call with Sephora on Wednesday, and to be honest, they're gonna look at it and be like, 16 reviews.
Yes, I'm telling y'all, do not wait. I'm gonna need y'all to get it together, okay? Right. So get these reviews together. If you can get them done tonight, you can get them done tomorrow. Please do it. Please do it.
And it's just like 2 or 3 lines. It doesn't have to be super in depth. It doesn't have to be like a dissertation. Just like 2 or 3 lines about what you liked about it, because you do have to review all 4. But just like 2 or 3 lines, like how it smelled to you, how it made you feel, where you would wear it to. Like, this was fruity and sweet. Love the rose note. This made me feel really confident. I would definitely wear this on a date night. Or I'd wear this to the office or whatever. Like, it doesn't have to be like, we're not rating you based on your grammar.
Because, we're here to talk to Funmi. But again, as we told you, one of the great things is that Funmi has been our friend and we want to be a friend to her. Okay. So you can take 5 minutes, get on in there and do it. Like I said, do as I say, do, not as I do, because I'm getting to it. I'm going to do it.
Wait a minute. Randolph just said I need to yell at my shipping people. Did you not get a notification?
No. So in other words, we all got notifications. It's just like because I think it's DHL up here in the Northeast. We got DHL and DHL ain't moved. So all we doing is looking at it going, it hasn't moved. And it's everybody's like they were trying.
Okay. So I know you probably didn't ask me about this, but let me tell you another thing that comes along with being a founder is realizing like there are so many things that go into even choosing your warehouse. So my warehouse is based in LA, right? And I chose them because they're close to the port. So as soon as my products arrive in the US, like it literally can get delivered that same day to my warehouse. But the thing about that is that because it's based in LA, my East Coast customers get everything last. So like all my LA, people that are basically from LA to like Dallas, they got their products last week. Like there were people that got their discovery set on Wednesday last week. Like they were.
Oh, we know. We know. We actually we know.
I'm so sorry, and I'm so sorry because like I don't know how to fix that right now. Because the truth is, I like the warehouse I use. Like they're very efficient. They ship things on time, and they have a very very like transparent system regarding like how I track what they put out. But the problem is my East Coast people. Heck, I don't know what to do. Like, I think my solution would be at some point I need to get a second warehouse. I'll have to get a warehouse like on the East Coast as well.
We got to get to that. We got to get through these
services both coasts. But like right now, it's like I think for me, like right now, when I see this, like I'm like, I'm so sorry, but like it's coming from LA. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, so I will tell you that we actually all figured it out collectively. Everybody's in my inbox, and I started looking at where everybody was who didn't get anything versus where they were that did. And I was like, I said, this is coming coast to coast.
Yeah, I'm so sorry, guys.
Funny
is
I just want y'all to know when I order on Ulta and it's perfume and it's coming hazardous, it takes a week too. Okay. Yeah. Sephora, I get it right away because their warehouse is in New Jersey, but Ulta, their warehouse is in California.
7 warehouses. Sephora has 7 warehouses.
Oh, I know, but I'm just saying they have one.
Yeah, they have one in New Jersey, and they're literally able to support they're able to service like so many different segments of the US. It's funny because when I was on my trip, I was talking to Jackie and Dennis, and one of the things that Dennis was telling me was that like I think their initial warehouse was in LA as well, and that they just added a second warehouse on the East Coast. So now they're able to have like equal distribution. So like orders that come in, let's say from Kansas all the way to New Jersey, right? All of those orders get processed through their East Coast warehouse. And then every order that comes in from like the middle to LA, like those orders but it's like, it's one of those things where you learn about those processes as it comes along, And
we also have to crawl before we run too. So like no one can expect anything more than that from you. So the fact that you have a major warehouse doing all your shipping for you and you're not actually doing it out of your townhouse, like is a big deal to begin with as a brand new founder. Like, let's talk about that.
Oh, it's
so
you know what's
first.
funny?
I just want you to know we're gonna just come back to that. I just want to acknowledge that. So some people are like, look, we just teasing. We know you're doing the best you can. It's amazing.
I'm so sorry. I just feel so nervous. I'm like, I hope this is something that's really not like every time I hear something, I'm like, I hope this is something that's really not like deterring people from wanting to shop with me.
No,
because in my mind, I'm already like, okay, what do I need to do to resolve this? Like, what can I do? Like, what do I need to start researching? Who do I need to talk to?
I mean, let's talk about the fact that there's so much clamor for your brand new brand.
First of all, you sold. First of all, can we get, ma'am, sold out that PR kit in an hour? Like, come on, $550. You sold it out in an hour.
And you know what's so funny? I was so nervous. I was thinking, okay, it'll sell out through the weekend. Like by Monday, it'll be sold out. And then I logged in 2 hours later, 0 units. I was like,
no, I knew it was sold out before you posted it was sold out because people already hit me up. Well, it says, did it go out of stock? Did I miss the time? I said, no, baby, it's gone. Mm-hmm. I told you to go.
What's crazy is that as soon as the email went out, I went and ordered 2. And my sister got so mad at me. She was like, looking at the Shopify, she was like, hey, did you order a box? I was like, yeah. And then she called me 10 minutes later. She's like, did you order another box? I was like, yeah, I don't have one. And she was like, so you bought 2? I was like, yeah, I don't have one. So now I have a backup. And she was like, Funmi, these were for your customers. Like, these were not for you. Like, you weren't supposed to buy a box. But I'm like, well, I didn't want to not have one too. Like, I wanted one too. These are nice boxes. Shit. Like,
it was like the hoes can't have what I don't have.
Now I don't get a box. So I got 2 boxes. So I think don't come to my house trying to rob me for my.
I was gonna say we can talk after this live because I didn't get to get a box.
They're all excited.
I was on the train and I didn't have any service.
Oh my God.
And by the time I got off the train, it was gone.
Oh, I felt so bad. We were together.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, Jess.
And when we landed, and it was like sold out.
Jess, I have to ask you, how bad do you want a box? Because we're selling the perfumes at the event individually, but do you want a box?
I mean, let's just chat when everybody's gone because they're gonna be all fighting me for your box.
Okay. I'm just trying to see what the interest is like with the boxes.
Well, we'll talk.
It sounds like it's very high if they all went.
I mean, and I was
gonna kick 10 influencers off of the PR list.
I mean, you have 10 people in this chat right now that didn't get to get their box that are ready to take those.
Because we're not mailing out all of our influencer boxes at the same time because you don't want everyone to get their box and then no one talks about your brand for the rest of the year, right? So we have like rolling boxes. So like every month we have a certain amount of boxes that go out, but it's some people on the list. I'm like, I could kick them off.
They'd be all right.
They'll be all right. Like. They won't, some of them won't get a box till like November. They'll have forgotten by then.
So for those in the chat, you just hit me in my inbox, and if you were on a train yesterday and didn't have service to be able to like make your cart go through, hit me in my inbox and we'll work something out with Funmi.
I'm saying y'all do know we do love a wheel. We do love a wheel, so you might get an opportunity to get one of the last ones or something. But yeah, it was definitely. I mean, I was like, I felt so bad. I'm like, I told y'all to go. I went. I was like, I said, what did I say? I was like, I got mine already. Like,
I'm just saying, I could kick someone off. So we'll see. Let's see how much interest there is.
But no,
I can give the influencers everything. Damn, like my team hates it when I say that. I'm like, listen, as an influencer, the influencers can't get everything.
Well, but I'm just telling you, but for me, that was just like a way. I was glad that it happened and it happened so quick because it's a week before the launch. Mm-hmm. Does it calm the nerves even a little?
It did so much. Honestly, I think the biggest thing was, with my embargo with Sephora. Okay, so we are doing an exclusive launch with Sephora. They're our only retailer. So because of that, they were like, we want to be your launch partner. Like we want to be the one to announce you to the world, right? So they were like, so don't show any of the posts, don't show no pictures, don't show no notes, don't show nothing until your Sephora page goes live, and your Sephora page will go live 10 days before launch. So I was like, okay, July 17th. But I was like, wait a minute, what am I supposed to do till then? So I think it was just such a huge relief, one, to be able to like finally get the photos out and people saw the collection. They're like, Okay, that's what Fumi's because I've been talking a big game. I'm not gonna lie, I've been talking a big game this year. Like,
You backed it up too, girl.
Baby, I was talking a big game, and I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, shut your ass up." I know it's probably some. I don't want to say some weak out shit, but like they probably were like, "Oh, Fumi, she's just talking a big game." And then whenever like the photos came out, they were like, "Okay, period."
Yeah, no, it was definitely, you know, as my daddy always said, if you're gonna talk the talk, you gotta walk the walk. So, you know, as they say, if you can't run with the big dog, stay on the porch. I'm telling you, definitely the big dog.
And then that was the second thing, that box, like, this not cheap. Like, so essentially what we wanted to do, we wanted to do the collector's box, because as far as I know, this will be the only time I ever release 4 fragrances at one time. So I was like, this is like an inaugural thing. Like, this is really special. So I wanted to create like a collector's vault, like a collector's set, because I'm like, this is our first collection. Like, you should be able to like have this and, you know, remember this moment. And so when I looked at the cost, I was like, damn, are people going to buy this? You know, and I was like, well, they're $150 a piece, so let's sell it for $550. And my team was so mad. They were like, for me, we made that box. Like, the box costs extra, and you're wanting to make the box cost less. I said, I got to do it for the girls. And the guys.
The girls thank you.
Listen,
the girls thank you. Because the girls thank you, because I'm gonna tell you, because I'm the girls, and the girls listened. Okay, the rest of the people was going, I don't know, me. Bye.
And guess what? You know what's so funny? There's so many people that were like, I should have got a box.
Huh?
There's so many people that are like, oh, I should have got a box. I'm like,
and it was so many people that was making fun of me when I posted my video of me, you know, the fat white dude on the pole with the red boots. And I was like, me winding it up so I can get ready for that Influxious drop. And I will tell you that when she went live, he said, here.
Yep.
He already knew.
He called me. You're like, yeah, my husband was like, what is that?
However, I will tell you, his answer is that the pretty black lady? Okay, go ahead, get that.
Is that D? Okay, so D, there's someone in the comments, D1734. I think that's D. Is that Delisa? I think that might be Delisa. Delisa, if that's you, I want to just tell you right now, I promised you that if a box came up, I would put your name on the list. And I just want to let you know, I will never forget a promise. The North remembers, the Lannisters always paid. What is it? The Lannisters always pay their debts.
Yeah, there you go.
I will never let you. I would never let you not get a box if I have a box available. But I think that's her. I feel like that's her because I recognize that username.
Who got the box? Oh, I definitely got a box. Okay, so they want to know if you got a box in the chat. Raise your hand. We got 3 chats going on now, just so you know. Yeah, you can't see them all. So she has one chat. I got another.
I see the fragrance guy in here. He made that funny ass video with what was it?
I knew. So you know, I'm gonna tell you. Okay. So when you charged us over at Aroma Affair with finding you some people to give reviews and that we're going to do them, I made sure, you know, we worked and we were like, look, we wanted to make sure that one, we had some male representation. We really wanted to have some men smell this. We wanted to make sure all demographics smell this. This is a Black-owned brand. This is not a brand for Black people. Y'all hear me? This is a Black-owned brand. This is not a brand for Black people. I want y'all to know that. This is a luxury perfume line. It is for anyone who is into luxury perfume. Okay, so I don't want Funmi to be pigeonholed like that, because I think that these perfumes transcend that niche of I'm gonna support a Black-owned brand. No, I'm going to support this luxury Black-owned brand. She is dominating this space. I'm loving this. Okay. And so I said, look, I want some men. I want, you know, we want the diaspora, you know, we want all ages, because again, y'all know Aroma Affair, people that's buying $400 and $500 perfume every week are not 25. Okay, so I had to go find me some college students. Okay, I did. Like, okay, let me find me some college students. Let me call these ladies. You got some kids? I know you got some kids.
Listen, my cousin's downstairs. She's like 22. I'm about to get her to review it too.
Yeah, I was like, you got some kids. Like, can you guys? I know you got some kids. Yeah, because that was very important. You know, this is for everyone, and I want to impact, you know, like input for everyone. But I also wanted some people that I knew were going to do we're going to engage. And that fragrance guy, Dwayne, I want you to know, Dewan, excuse me, I'm sorry, I'm going to mess your name up. Sorry about that. Dewan, you came through, okay?
Because I was cracking up. Like, I shared his video in our group chat. I'm like, listen, this is the energy, like, that I love. Like, I just love people.
I mean, and I'm gonna tell you, so this is so funny. So Petey Pablo, that song, Freak a Leak was my dad's favorite song.
Now, Lord, not your pappy.
Wait a minute. Why this is ridiculous? Okay, you need to understand that I had older parents. Okay. So my daddy was 45 when I was born. So when Freak a Leak came out, this was a 60-year-old man jumping in my Mustang convertible with my mama.
That's so funny.
Talking about how do you want it from the front? I was like, can y'all turn that? Can you?
Lord. I would have been like, wrap it up. Cut the cameras.
Yes. So when I heard it, it all immediately stopped. And it was like, I was like, no, he didn't do the intro coming to you live. I was like, no. I was like, yes. Because wait a minute. He's like, this is coming for you from Seagram Gin because I drink it and they paying me for it.
So funny.
I was dying laughing. And then when he came back with the Infinity Stones and really did the review, I want you to know you did it. And actually,
so funny. I feel like you almost told on me because we are launching 2 new fragrances next year, and like every bottle is.
I told you we was gonna spill some tea.
I was like, oh, people are gonna kind of guess. Well, I don't think people can guess, but like the 2 remaining colors and the Infinity Gauntlet are inspired by like the themes for each fragrance, and no one's gonna be able to. I don't think anyone's gonna be able to guess what the fragrances are because they're so different. They're so unique. Like they are, and I really wanted to create fragrance products that I wanted people to smell these and be like, oh, how did you think of that? Oh, wait, I'm gonna see y'all. When I see y'all said, I have the new mods. I'll show you because I showed them to Sephora, and Sephora was almost like, we're gonna cancel this. We were actually gonna go ahead and cancel this launch and go ahead and put this out.
Oh, so what you telling me is that we getting better and better and better? Y'all hear that chat? I told you she was gonna spill some tea. She always spills
every time. So another thing, when you're a perfume brand and you're working with a perfume house, when the brand knows like, hey, you're really about to pop off, they start giving you like more senior perfumers. So one of the perfumers on our new project, he's over at Hermes. So it's really, really giving. Like it's sexy.
Well, speaking of, I mean, let me tell you how we know that you are giving. Okay. For those of you down the chat, and this has been an issue. Funmi went from no doors to how many doors at launch?
Well, and this is on the DL, so y'all can't talk about this because my PR girl said she was going to beat my ass for talking about this. But we are launching 10 doors this fall. She was like, she's like, stop telling everybody. Because she said, because we're doing like a press run around our launch when we launch in store. She's like, stop telling people. I was like, okay, but I can't keep a secret. But yeah, we're actually launching in stores too.
No, y'all don't know how huge that was. Y'all don't know how huge that was. When Funmi did all of this and she put it all together, she believed she was going to be an online only sales.
I was already preparing like to tell people like, okay, we're online only. We're a new brand. Like Sephora doesn't let people go in store when they're new. I guess it's accepted to every rule, baby.
So can we do sign language and we can just spell out the cities and then we don't actually say them?
I'll tell you the major cities. So it's like New York, Miami. I mean, I'm not going to tell you the story, but it's like New York, Miami, Atlanta, Houston, Dallas, Vegas, and LA.
Vegas. That's what we couldn't. We were like,
yeah.
Okay, Vegas. That's the one we was missing, y'all. Because we'll tell you stuff Funmi did, but if we tell you Funmi didn't say it, that's the answer.
Allegedly.
Yeah, like I said, if we say it, like I tell my clients, I can say anything. You can't say no. So, because when I say it, it's an allegation. When you say it, it's a fact.
Right.
But so there you go. I mean, so we're going from no doors to 10 doors, and that's huge. And the reason that's huge, y'all, is because let's talk about stocking a store. People really don't understand the
It's so
stocking of the
expensive.
stores, y'all.
It's so expensive. And when you're not a brand that has like VC funding, like, okay, so let me compare myself to a brand like Lure. So when Lure launched their brand last year at Sephora, before they ever launched a single product, before they ever sold, they'd already raised like $5 million, right? So when they launched, they were able to launch in like 300 Sephora doors. You know, they had a very expensive like marketing campaign because they had a lot of money that they could spend to stock stores and send out PR and all these things. And so when people are like, well, why isn't Brown Girl Jane in this store? And why isn't Chris Collins in this store? Like, we don't, I don't want to speak for everybody because I don't know everybody's pockets, but the Black owned brands, we don't get funding like that to be able to even afford the inventory. Like, inventory alone this year, I've spent like $500,000 and I haven't sold a single product yet. So imagine now, like,
Well,
you
you
know,
sold 200.
Well, I did. I sold 200 boxes. But like, I mean,
so technically, I mean, you sold. So technically, you sold 200
bottles
of every bottle. Look at it that way. You sold 800 bottles in an hour.
Yeah, but like seriously, like, you know, to go into 300 stores at launch, like unless you have like several $1 million that you received, like it's almost impossible. So even with our 10 doors, you know, our goal is like to grow slow and steady. Like, I know everybody wishes, like, I got people message me, oh, no Philly, no DC, no, you know, no Chicago. I'm like, I wish I could be in those stores right now, but I promise you, like, and this is like insider information, guys, like, you want us to grow slow so we can be sustainable, because Ami Collet launched in 300 doors and 1 year later they pulled out of 300 doors.
Or what is it? What's that?
Just as quickly as you
the hair care line that just went under.
You said what?
The hair care line that just went under.
Yeah,
they were trying to
and then the hair care brand that was recent. You know, like Ami Collet, I think they pulled out like last summer. They were the makeup brand.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and like it's happening because we don't have the money to sustain that much growth. Like, no one's writing us checks for millions of dollars to be able to afford the inventory to stock 300 doors. And then on top of that, you're comparing us to brands that make, like Fleur. I think I saw they did $100 million last year. Mm-hmm. So like, even now when people are like, well, Funmi, like, why don't you offer international shipping? I went on Fleur's website. They don't offer international shipping, and they make a lot more money than me.
And
if anybody could offer international shipping, it's brands like Fleur. And so I'm like, they're not doing it because it is expensive.
Well, I mean, like, you know, guys, what I'll say is FIFA's going on right now, right? The World Cup. Let me tell you that the run on Sephora and Ulta was real from international shoppers who can't get these brands.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I want
you to know there was a run. They were trying to get they were all at Ulta Beauty trying to get Rare Beauty. They were all at Sephora trying to get the Vango line and MPH, which is not available in the UK at all. They were, I mean, so, and it's interesting because we're always like, oh, they have brands we don't have. Well, they have brands we don't have because Americans we don't do the clean girl stuff. You know, we don't care if you put chemicals in your face. So we got a whole bunch of brands that they can't have over there because you know, we still got talc in our stuff. So there was a run on product.
Mm-hmm.
And it was interesting. Every store I was in, there was somebody in there telling me that they was here for the World Cup. And I mean, they was taking thousands of dollars stuff out of Ulta and Sephora. And I'm just standing there like, well, do I need to get something? Like what? So, but the point is, so it's not just we expect them from Influxious, but Rare Beauty, and I'm gonna say that Rare Beauty is not given. Okay.
Yeah. And Rare Beauty, like, also, like, they had like a $10 million VC investment before they ever launched a single product. So like, even now, like, I have so many people from the UK that are like, Funmi, why can't we get your product in the UK? I can't afford it. I literally cannot afford it. Like, right now, I cannot send product to the UK because I have to absorb so many costs to ship the product and the tariffs it will cost me as a business. Right now, Funmi, Monet, I can't pay for that. And I want to get to that point when I can pay for it and I can pay for it well. Because if I were to try to like accommodate people that want me to do something today without having the resources to do it, like half of y'all's orders are going to get lost because I'm going to have to find the cheapest person who's willing to ship shit out. So y'all,
the other thing is you don't want to just do it and not do it.
Products are going to come in stomped on. Your products are going to come in 3 months late. I would never do that to y'all. Like, I don't believe in doing anything because I have to do it out of desperation. I'd rather do it and do it well. So you also have a good customer experience. Like, And I'm just having to be okay with that. Just saying, hey, we can't do that right now. And I want to do it, but I cannot do that right now.
No, I think that's amazing. Because the other thing is, let's talk about it. I just told you that, you are a Black owned and founded brand. You are not a Black brand. However, let's be real. You are going to be judged more harshly. You are. It's sad, but that's just a fact of life. How many times have we seen it with these little small brands? You do one thing wrong and everybody, I'm never shopping there again. And it's like, how many times has, Sephora done me wrong, or Ulta done me wrong, or Rare Beauty come out with, how many times has Patrick Todd done us wrong?
Girl, listen, it's
and don't nobody, he still thrives.
It's still thriving, and people even be leaving bad reviews on the products, and people still like. I don't know how Orbella is still in. I don't even know how.
I don't know how that exists.
I have never seen anybody review Orbella, and every time I walk by the display in Ulta, is collecting dust. And yet somehow they keep putting out products. They keep getting investor. You know what? They keep getting investor money.
Yes, somebody's investing. And that's what happens when you're in Tarte. How is Tarte still around?
Well, actually, their bread and butter is the Midwest moms. Those Oklahoma, Kansas, Utah moms are keeping them in business.
Oh, I'll say something about that offline. But Tarte mentioned. I'm just saying. But the point is like, when was the last time they were relevant? Come on. Urban Decay exists because L'Oreal's pumping all the money into it. L'Oreal continues.
They will pump the money into the brands they think will do well, but Black-owned brands can prove they're doing well, and we still won't get any money. Like after we sold Exalte, we did over $1 million in sales. So when I was meeting with my event, like all the people for investors, I was like, okay, my name is Funmi. I already have a platform. I'm already like the go-to fragrance girl. I've already sold a product that did over $1 million, and I was just one. Imagine if I had 4 fragrances. Like I did over $1 million. Didn't have any distribution. So now I have a whole Sephora, and I have Sephora. I have all this like, and they still were like, we need to see how you do after launch. What do you mean? Y'all give money to people that have bullshit ideas every day. But like, it's just, I think it's just one of those things where like, I understand that. And it makes me work harder because I understand I'm getting graded, not against other people who are doing amazing. I'm getting graded against people who are literally putting out bullshit.
Well, we talked about 2 fragrances. And I had to give Auntie Jess a time to get it together. So we did Well Loved, and we talked about High Life. So let's talk about the gold standard. And the reason I want to talk about this is because so many of the men are telling me that this is their go-to fragrance. So let's talk about it.
It's so funny. I knew what happened. I knew it would happen because, like, with putting out a fragrance brand, I didn't want to put out a fragrance brand that was giving girly pop. Like, I love fragrances that feel full-bodied. I don't like my fragrances on Ozempic. I don't like them to feel thin and a whisper. Like I need them to be voluptuous. And so all of the fragrance profiles are built that way. But Gold Standard was really different because we made that one with the most ginger. And I feel like if you've ever been to Nigeria or anywhere like in that kind of West Africa, it's a very hot continent. Generally speaking, Nigeria is pretty warm all year. So these are not fragrances that are only worn like seasonally. These are fragrances that were meant to be worn year round. And for me, Gold Standard, like, it's so interesting because right now everyone online is saying caramel is not. Why are people putting out caramel fragrances in the summer? I'm like, listen, Gold Standard is setting a different type of standard for caramel fragrances because we did a lot of ginger. It's like very fresh with ambrette. There's like that blood orange, the bergamot. Like this is a caramel with a lot of lift. It's very fresh. It's very gingery. It's very spicy and warm and rich and very luxe and molten. It's gold. You are the gold standard when you wear that. And so I'm so excited that people are loving it because if I want to tell y'all the truth, that was the one Sephora was the most nervous about. They were almost like, I don't know if we're going to take it. It feels just a little bit too, they said it was too complex. I said, baby, y'all want some more gummy drop perfumes? I'm not putting out some gummy drop lemon pop, caramel cookie. I'm not, why would I have to I think your audience deserves to be able to think critically when they put perfume on. Like, let it tell a story when we wear it on the skin. And we did ginger in all 4 fragrances for that exact reason. Now,
I actually I'm gonna come back to that. Remind me, because that was something somebody said. I didn't know you could use ginger in so many ways, and I saw that in somebody's review, and I said I'm glad that we're reevaluating notes because technically, gold standard is a gourmand.
It is, but you know, it is, but it's not. It's a new category. I'm creating a new category of basically like fusions. So High Life, I don't know if I told you, but the name High Life is inspired by a category of music popularized by Fela Kuti. And it's a fusion of Afrobeat, jazz, and funk. So that's what High Life is named after. It's named after Nigerian music. But all of the fragrances, like they play with contrast. Like that was something that was really important to me, was that we wanted to play with contrast. We didn't want the fragrances to feel only one type of way. So I thought, okay, so typically when you see caramel, you're going to pair it with very, very gourmand vanilla and like all these type of very like decadent. But we were like, what if we contrast it with ginger? You know, we contrast it with ambrette. Ambrette's very like kind of more of a fresh, you know, type of scent profile. You know, it's a little bit more fresh and kind of nutty. And what you end up getting is just something that's just so dynamic. It feels like it's dancing on your skin.
If I remember correctly, I think when I smelled those, now, albeit I will say my nose was absolutely burnt and I was getting ready to be sick. But that was the one that I remember liking the most myself. Was the gold.
It was. I remember because I whenever you said this one's my favorite, I said I think that this is going to be the one all the men like.
Yeah, I remember gravitating toward that one immediately out of the four.
And then the name is also badass, like gold standard. Okay, exactly.
I can't wait to smell it again with a fresh nose. It's not just completely blown out.
Yeah.
And I was interested in it because I was like, oh, okay. As I've watched the men kind of talk about that, and so many have said, I don't, you know, like one guy even said, he was like, I think I'm a gourmand girly now. He's like, I told my wife I'm wearing the caramel fragrance, and she's like, sir.
But just as many men that have loved it, I've loved seeing the reviews that the women, I can't name how many women I've seen that said that the gold standard is like their favorite because it is such a showstopper.
Well, you know what's also interesting is that some of the women I know, like who are the absolute, if it's not complex, it's not for me. If it's not Guerlain quality, it's not for me. I can think of 3 off the top of my head that's their favorite.
Yeah, I've seen plenty that have said that this one overall is the most dynamic for them, and it requires a certain amount of class to wear it well. And it's not, I mean, it's good enough to wear every day, but for them, it made it feel like it was a statement piece.
And you know what's so funny about like working on these fragrances is like every year seeing like what notes are emerging as like a trending note. So this year when I went to Exance in Milan, I noticed that ginger is starting to trend, which means next year it's going to explode. But
and you'll be ahead of the curve.
That's beautiful timing, because I mean, it's not like I didn't start working on this fragrance this year. Like this is something I've been working on because I thought to myself, this is something I would like to see more of. And now I'm like I'm at the head of the trend. Like I'm towards the beginning of the pack with this trend coming out. And I'm really, it's exciting for me to see, because I think so many brands chase trends, but I'm like, if you are willing to step out and like try something new and do it yourself and execute it your own way, I promise you people will follow. People yearn for something new. The people yearn for something different.
And in 4 months, we'll be hearing this. I don't know, y'all. You know, I'm looking, for like a gold standard kind of ginger. You know, the one that like that'll be all the influencer. You know how we go. Oh, I'm looking.
I don't know. It might be that, or they might be Lattafa put out silver standard, and y'all this.
Well, we know that's coming. That was funny.
Lattafa gonna call theirs bronze standard.
No, it's gonna be some kind of metal standard. There you go. It's all of them. There you go.
Bronze standard by Lattafa.
That's hilarious.
Bronze standard by Dua.
But that's also how you know you made it.
Yeah.
So now we've got, so we talked about High Life, we've talked about Well Love, Gold Standard, and the everybody's favorite.
You know what's so funny? Magic Hour, I knew the women would love it because this is ankle approved, honey. This is an ankle nibbler, okay? This is given like Pepe Le Pew kissing up on your arm, okay? But here's what I've observed. The men love gold or Magic Hour. When I was in the south of France, I was talking to Jackie and Dennis. Dennis said his favorite was Magic Hour. He's like, that watermelon is unbelievable. And it has that heat to it with the chili pepper and the ginger. The ginger gives it a lift, and then the chili pepper gives it some heat. And he's like, I've never smelled anything like this. It's unbelievable. He said, this is my favorite of the four. And I've heard a lot of men saying that. And it makes me so proud because I feel like I have truly created a unisex fragrance brand. Like there is not a single fragrance that I think more men will buy this, more women will buy this. Like, I think all four are genuinely appealing to everybody. Like, there's not a man that will put on Magic Hour and be like, I feel like I smell kind of like, like it's not giving that. It's very much giving like this is very, very broad appeal. And anyone that wears it is going to feel like grown and sexy.
And as far as it being unisex, that's one thing. But I want to say it's age defying too, because we've had babies that are like 7 months that love these fragrances.
It was so cute.
I mean, baby Josie picked up High Life and Magic Hour, and she was dead set that she was taking those home for herself, and those were going to be hers.
Start them young.
Yeah, no, I mean, ages 8 months to 88 years old are going to love these too. So
yeah. No, I've noticed that too. Like I've had I've been showing this fragrance to everybody, and like, I've had 15-year-olds that tell me they love this fragrance brand, and I've had like, people in their 60s and 70s that tell me they love it, and it makes me happy. Like, I think a lot of times when brands create a brand or a product, like they seek out a certain demographic. Like, I feel like there are some brands like Sol de Janeiro. It's like, okay, your demographic is Gen Z. So they're not really speaking to, like, I don't feel like they're speaking to me whenever they do their campaigns. I like their products, but like, I don't see myself in their fragrances. I think even Kayali, like, I think a big part of their demographic is Gen Z, even though so many of us like love their products, like I mean, I'm 35, but I think when I look at how they market, it's like, it's definitely giving like Gen Z is our target audience. But Influxious is shocking me. It's really surprising me. I think it's still going to skew where I think it's going to skew, which is the 30 and up crowd primarily, which that's, like I said, it's supposed to give grown and sexy. But like, I'm still finding even younger people are showing it love. I'm like, I think it's fabulous.
But that's why I was so determined that I was going to find, some 70, my mother-in-law did a review, okay, at 78. So I was like, here, what do you think?
Approved?
It's like,
yeah. I want to know what Granny thinks of the ankle approved one.
Well, look. I'm going to just tell you that her son was not happy with the review, okay? So
period.
I like, because again, I tell him all the time, that may be your mama, but that's my girlfriend. I know all about Mr. Randolph. Anyway, so but so that was the reason I was like, okay, I want everybody across the board to smell this, because I do think, and I also think that it's good on whatever part of your fragrance journey you are on. Meaning, if you are new to the game, there's something there for you. And if you feel like I have done it all and seen it all, because we already talked about, have you seen Blueberry Musk? Because I know you haven't. Stopped lying. Okay. So, I think that there's something across the board. But having said that, one of the questions in the chat really intrigued me. And one of them was there any note that you really kind of shied away from for the purposes of creating your brand? Or was there anything that you said, I must do this note and take the world by storm with it?
I think the beautiful thing about launching a brand is understanding like the raw materials are so dynamic. And so we've been using some fragrances that in the past I would have been like, absolutely not. And now I'm like, I'm intrigued. And you know what I realized? I realized that if you can make a fragrance that I don't like appealing to me, oh baby, we're about to make some money. Because I think the beautiful thing is being able to surprise people. with something that you would think you wouldn't like, and then you're like, oh, actually, like pickles. Like I don't like pickles, right? So when I order cheeseburgers, I'm like, I'm not going to order a cheeseburger with pickles because I'm not a pickle girl, and I usually avoid pickles. But there was like one time I went somewhere, and my friend was like, no, I promise, like the pickles here are so bomb. I was like, all right, girl. In my mind, I was like, okay, girl. And then I was like, oh, low-key, these slap. You know, and it's like something like that. I'm like, I love being surprised. Like I genuinely like. I love being surprised. So I think right now there's nothing that's like off the books. I think I'm never gonna work with anything like strange, like a blood or semen note or something like that. Like I'm not gonna do anything like that's just super avant-garde. But like notes that I've generally avoided in the past, like vetiver, for example, or iris. You know, now I'm like, let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do. Let's see how we can do it. You know, and
champagne. Sorry,
it makes it very exciting to me because now I know I'm not ever limited to just one type of palette. You know, I'm not like, okay, I'm only going to do gourmands. Like, you know, one of the fragrances that is coming out in the spring, it is so stunning. Like I cried when I smelled it because I just thought to myself, I can't believe I cried. Like I had tears because I was just like, this is incredible. And it's so unlike anything I've ever smelled. It's so unlike anything in my collection, but it's so beautiful. That I'm like, there's no way that this isn't going to be a smash hit when it comes out.
So two things we heard, it'll make you cry in the spring.
It's gonna make you cry
in the spring.
In the spring.
Hopefully, it makes me cry a lot sooner than that because I want to smell it.
I'm talking to them. I wasn't talking to me. I was talking to them.
You'll cry on Sunday when I show it to you. But yeah, I think the beauty of having a brand is I just think it goes back to my original philosophy. Keep an open mind. Life is dynamic. Like, why say I would never work with this? Because life, you can, and you work with such creative people. These perfumers are so creative. Like, why would I? It's like Beyonce putting out a country album, right? When you heard Beyonce putting out a country album, you're like, what the hell? And guess what? That's my favorite album that she's put out. I love Cowboy Carter. Like, I played it to the ground. I was so happy for when she won Album of the Year because it was just such a beautiful album. And I thought, that's what fragrance is to me. Like fragrance is the ability to go outside of your genre and create art.
So speaking of, one of the things you said, these perfumers are so creative. Let's talk about this team you've put together. Because it's been, it's diverse. You've got industry hard hitters. Mm-hmm. You've got those who are making a name for themselves. How has your team been able to help you transition from influencer to founder?
So many different ways. Like, for example, I have a head of sales and she used to work at Sephora. So she knows everything about like the Sephora retail space, you know? And honestly, she's made navigating working with Sephora so easy because there's so many things like Sephora wants from me. And I'm like, I don't know. And then I have a marketing girl, like, you know, she's Sophia, you know, she worked with Room 1015. She works with House of Iris. She works with me.
And she recently went out on her own. Absolutely. She said, you've inspired her. I can do it too.
And well, what's great about her is that she comes from a corporate background. So she's bringing a lot of structure to the business that I wasn't able to provide. I didn't have a corporate background. I was a therapist. You know, I wear sweatpants to work. So like, I didn't have strict systems. And she's bringing that to the team, you know. And then I have a supply and operations team that came so highly recommended. They work with industry giants. Think Makeup Forever, NARS, like, you know, so many different perfume brands. Like, they know Sephora like the back of their hand. And they've been on top of just working with my warehouse and like, you know, staying on top of my orders and all these things. I'm like, these are not things I could have done. Like, I wouldn't have made it to this point, sincerely. Like, when people say as a founder, I had to do everything at the beginning and I'm like, hell, I wouldn't have made it. There would have been this wouldn't have gone this far, y'all. I know my limitations, but I think the ability to be able to say, I want to put the best people that are good at their job to do these things so I can reserve myself for what I'm best at. And I think that's what's really made a big difference with, you know, Influxious just going from an influencer brand to now being like, hey, we're like a, you know, luxury niche fragrance business, you know, and I will tell you, every time I bring and I have Yosh is on my team. Yosh has been in the industry for almost 30 years.
Everybody doesn't know who Yosh is.
When I bring Yosh into the room with me, when I brought Yosh into the room with me at Sephora, they were like, you work with Yosh? Yosh helped Sephora categorize their fragrance catalog. Like before, Sephora just used to put fragrances online. Like there was no catalog. There was no like, okay, this is how we organize fragrances: vanilla, woody, aquatic. Like she came in and she put that system in place for them. So when they saw me walk in the room with her, they were like, you know what? Fumi takes herself very seriously. We better start taking her more seriously. And that was the day they gave me my store offers.
Look at that. Look at that. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's good that you were able to position yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And and so that you were in a position to win.
Because honestly, like I am a newbie when I coming into this as a founder. Like I don't have a business background. I don't have a Harvard MBA. A lot of Sephora brand founders are Harvard, Yale, Princeton, Columbia MBAs. It's easy for them. Like they've run businesses before. So like this is just a different type of business. I'm coming in and like I said again, I'm placing people around me that I trust that are very competent at their jobs.
So now you're an influencer. You're a brand owner. Is it time for the influencer to take a back seat?
No, it can't, because right now I can't afford to pay myself for my business. So I have to keep influencing. I'm just being so for real with y'all. Like every penny I make right now is going back into, like, we just ordered another round of inventory because we're already anticipating we're about to sell out. So like, just to put it, it's like, how do I say this? It's like you buy a tank of gas and then you buy a backup tank of gas before you've ever left the lot. You know what I mean? And that's where we are right now. Like, yes, we had this pre-sale launch with our boxes, but like technically before we ever launch, we've already ordered 2 rounds of inventory. That's a really heavy lift that I've been paying for. So like when I take these EOS ads, Athena Club, Ulta Beauty, Sephora, like whatever ads I'm taking right now, this is all to sustain my brand, because otherwise I don't have an investor that can call up to write me a check for $1 million. Like I have to keep working. But I know that one day I'll get to that point where I can be like Mona and my business pays me and I'm able to live off of my business. But until then, I'm doing everything I can to make sure that I don't have to take money from my business that could do more to help my business. Like, I don't want to say, well, I have to take a salary and then now I can't like get a new warehouse, or now I can't like improve the packaging, or now I can't like hire someone, like that could do something to grow the business. I think you have to take sacrifices, but for now, you're going to see both Funmi the influencer and Funmi the founder.
So for the folks down in the chat, the folks watching at home, so
when y'all see my sponsored content, please interact.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Make sure that you like, share, and comment, girl. Make sure that y'all like and share and comment.
Like, share, please.
Because remember, that engagement is still what's helping her to get the other deals. Because I don't know about y'all, but I need to see these perfumes on the shelf in the springtime here. And the only way we're going to do that is if we make sure that we sharing some EOS content when they come out with whipped shea butter at Christmas. Okay. So y'all make sure that y'all here for that. Okay. Yeah. And now so I have to go here because I shared this with you the other day, because I'm kind of like Paul Reacts obsessed. And I'm not Paul Reacts obsessed because of necessarily his content, like his viewpoint on things. It is more because I study the Romani pipeline and the persecution background and those things. So to see someone who has literally escaped that and has improved himself and his partner based on it, I am totally fascinated with the journey. And one of the things, influencers, we follow influencers because we like them. Something about them resonates with us. For me, Funmi is, one of my little, sisters that I want to see win. That's who she is. I'm an auntie to her, and I love that. When I see her, I'm like, you do it, girl, you do it. Because I hope that something that I did along the way, told somebody else they could do it. And so I'm proud for that reason. And I kind of see that in Paul, because I'm hoping that there's somebody,
because he's really like, he's done so much. Like, and he's an incredible person. And also, like, besides being so successful, he's so like down to earth, so genuine, so kind, so generous. Like, you just don't really meet people like that often in the influencer space, But like, with those people, you hold them close.
Is now like I screamed when Paul Reacts shows up with his Influxious vault.
You know,
right?
he told me he was gonna make a video, but I didn't expect it to be that fast because we both just got back from France. I'm like, did you?
It was the next day.
He ran off the plane with it.
It was literally the next day. It was the next day. And what I want to say to the folks is this twofold. One, I like that he's a stand-up guy because he did it what he said he was going to do to the umpteenth. But the other thing is, y'all, can you imagine who Funmi is on a day-to-day? You know, I know her. Y'all don't know her. Is that this is somebody who was able to motivate somebody with that status in the influencer space, because somehow they're not equal, and I don't know why, but you know, we know that numbers are what they are. But the point is that he did run off that plane and say, I got to do this right now. And to me, that says a lot about him, but it really says more about you.
I mean, even Emma posted a review today, and I was like, Emma, we both just got back from this trip. Like, I would listen. First of all, I was in a coma yesterday. Like, I was so tired. Like, even today, I was struggling. This jet lag is beating my ass, and I got to go to New York tomorrow. And when I log on to social media, I'm like, y'all, you know that scene? You love me. You really love me. Like, it just made me really feel like that. Like, I really appreciate the love. Like, it's so genuine. I'm not paying them. But I ain't gonna. I'm currently putting everything on Klarna and Afterpay. Put this wig on Afterpay. Like,
look,
what?
It bees like that sometimes. It bees like that, girl. It bees like that.
Listen, I gotta make the dollar stretch between paychecks.
So here we are. We got a week to go.
Yeah.
How can we help you be even more great?
You guys have already done so much, honestly. Just checking in on me, like, and there were days when I was just like, oh, I'm overstimulated. Like, I'm just getting so many notifications on my phone, and like, just always being so consistent. Coming to support me, like even being willing to smell my fragrances early on to give me feedback. Honestly, like, I think right now, even allowing me to come into your community and share my story, and like, you know, you guys, the discovery sets that we were able to send out, like, I know you're gonna beat each and every person who doesn't make a review into. You're gonna bully them into submission, and I love that.
I mean, she did say, "I have your addresses. I know where your firstborn is." Like,
I would never want to piss off an attorney. You might fuck around and report me to the IRS. I don't know. So I think right now, like, really, we just want to make sure people get their reviews in. Like, get their reviews in at Sephora.com. Like, sign up. Like, hit that notification sign. You know, so Sephora sees that people are excited and, you know, waiting to, you know, shop at Sephora. And then
y'all hear that? You know, I've never done that before. So there you go. So make sure that I do the heart and alert me. Make sure. So there are all these people who said, oh, it's not available. It's not available. Make sure that you're tagging that thing so you get that text message.
To your wish list.
You know, yes, make sure that you're doing that. That's simple enough. Everybody can do that. Yeah. Everybody can do that. Okay.
And then honestly, if you don't buy it, like, you know, one thing that we're really proud that we did was we have a $550 box and we have a $25 gift set. Like, we have a $25 product.
So somebody said, they're like, oh, it's $35. So no, it's not. I know it's not. It's $25. And basically it's free if you decide that you want to get a perfume.
Yeah, we have everything from a $550 Luxe Collector's Vault to a $25.
You really don't have it
I'm going to tell you guys the truth. We put the same amount of
care. They had it.
We put the same amount of care in our $25 product as we did our $550 product.
Let me tell you about that, because I had not seen the discovery set.
Mm-hmm.
And when they posted it, I was like, wait a minute, girl, this is a little bit. I was like, I could not believe that you matched the bottle to the discovery set. I've actually never seen that.
I just love that the 2 mils were in their own little box.
And they're a sprayer and not a dabber. Like,
yes.
You know, and I think everything about the brand was making sure whether you're spending $25 with us or $550, we care about you and we care about your experience. Like, your money matters to us, because $25 is hard-earned money to somebody. The same $550 is hard-earned money to somebody. And you didn't have to spend it, but I appreciate that you did.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely.
I've been in both places. I've been in the place where $25 was hard for me to spend, and I've been in the place where $550 was hard for me to spend, or easy for me to spend. You know,
it depends on what day it is, on which place I'm in. Well, you know, seriously. Okay,
but I think it's important. Like, I think as a brand, one of the things I've really, really paid attention to just during my time on social media, is that you make everybody who's spending money with you feel like they're important.
Yeah, absolutely.
Honestly, that $25 that's hard for you today will be the $550 that's easy for you tomorrow.
And I'm gonna tell you, if you can get somebody to spend $25 when this day lasts, that's a significant investment versus somebody who spent 550 because they just was like, oh, I just threw that away anyway. When you talk about really brand loyalty, like somebody really, really wanted that. And there are some people who are really, really wanting it. So, we're excited for all of that. But y'all hear that down in the chat. Really, our role right now is make noise.
Yeah.
That's out. We need to make noise on all the socials.
Sephora.com.
We need to make noise on Sephora.com. We need to be talking
Threads. Threads has been a great place for discovery too. Like, I'm really shocked by Threads. Like, post your reviews on Threads, post your photos on Threads. Like, as you're getting them, tag us. Like, any type of awareness. The
Reddit community is on fire. But this is also I'm all going to.
Really? Is Influxious on Reddit?
Yes, baby. Yes, it is. I was down. I was down in the chat.
I'm scared. Should I go look? Let me see what they're saying. I don't want to cry.
The other thing I'm gonna tell y'all is this.
Oh.
Okay. So you have your discovery sets. You're thinking about buying a discovery set. One of the things that I have learned with smaller brands is this. Share that discovery set personally with somebody else.
Okay.
You've decided what you want.
Yeah.
Give it to the next person.
That's true.
You'll be amazed at how many people I've convinced that, I didn't convince they got the discovery set. And then I need this bottle. I need this bottle.
Yeah, I sent a discovery set to my friend and she was like, Funmi, I was at brunch and I gave you the discovery set that you gave me. I gave it to my friend I was at brunch with. And she said she bought the vote. Just for me sharing my discovery set. I was like, wow, shout out to you.
So I'm just saying to y'all, don't, it is. That's kind of what I do with my discovery sets, because we'll be sitting in here with these samples forever, right? Just sitting in here. Don't just throw them in a box when you declutter something. Hey, act with intentionality.
And the thing is with the discovery set, there's 4, you could give someone, if you say, you know what, I think you would like Well Loved. And you could give them the box like this. This is a nice little.
That's a stocking stuffer, y'all. But let's just continue to. And I know that we all about to launch next week, but we gotta keep the brands on our lips.
Yep.
I just, the holiday season's coming, don't forget about this. Might be a great gift, that this is something that you may want to mention to somebody that they want, especially because she'll be in the 10 stores. We ain't supposed to say which ones, in September. So that'll be right before the Christmas rush. And we know we trying to sell these bottles out for Christmas, y'all. Because she done ordered some more to make sure that she has inventory for Christmas. So we're excited about all of that. So what's up next? And so where do the folks need to be looking for you from? And then we're going to wind it on up.
We're posting. We have some really nice content going on social media this week. I have some beautiful founder videos that I shot, just doing the storytelling and inspiration with each fragrance. We'll be posting those on TikTok, Instagram, our YouTube shorts. I'll be
when y'all see it, share it. When y'all see it, share it. Talk about it. Okay.
I want to see your reviews. Please post your reviews on Sephora.com. Post your photos on Threads. We're resharing everything that we're seeing. Like I told my team this week, we are resharing everyone's content. Our community is so important to us. Like, that's actually our number one priority, is like we show love to everybody. And I see everything too. And so it just, you just always have to remember where the heart is when you're creating a brand. That way that you're able to stay genuine to yourself.
Well, I know that you are back from the travels abroad. Now we've got the New York, the presser and the last few things. Auntie Jess, you have any questions? Let me check here, because we had some I was checking from the chat. Justin.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say I think I'm gonna go to bed pretty soon.
Yeah, no. My only question is I'm trying to figure out what to wear for next weekend. So if you have any ideas, you can shoot them my way.
Keep it sexy, girl. We're gonna have videography and photographers.
Keep it sexy.
Keep it sexy.
Keep it sexy like Madonna.
Yeah.
Just gonna have a videographer for you.
We're gonna have a lot of content taken at the event, so I would say keep it sexy.
Well, we'll get that together.
We have 10 mLs, guys. Look how nice they look.
Yeah, so I saw somebody post that, and I was like, "These are cute."
These are our 10 mLs. Like, these are our travel sprays, and they have a nice spray. Like,
So remind everybody what the price point is on those.
$35. This is a 10 ml.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Now, are they launching on Sephora too?
Everything's launching on Sephora. 10 discovery set.
She's going to have. Oh, she just said, somebody said she's having the 10 mLs too. I'm reviewing everything to just make sure there was nothing that we didn't cover anywhere else. And like I said, because one of our goals was to make sure that people had the information, because one of the things is, we're spokespeople, right? So we want to make sure we've got the right information as we're giving the information.
And I know that there's been a lot of questions. So I think we've answered it more than once, but just in case, sometimes it takes people hearing things multiple times for it to get down deep. If you had any question about where to buy something, like when we launch, buy on Sephora first. We want to sell out Sephora. Does everybody understand that?
Team goals, sell out Sephora. Team goals. That's team goals. Break. That's it. The only
Funmi
thing.
Can't say it, but we'll say it.
Yeah, So Funmi says, "Oh, thank you so much for supporting us. Go over to Sephora and make sure you shopping and getting you some stuff from Sephora."
Well, also, another thing is Sephora takes a while to restock. So, like, a lot of times when they go out of stock, it takes them their system takes a minute to restock. So once they're out of stock,
then
y'all don't have no choice but to shop on my website.
Yes.
But shop there first.
But the only one will tell you different is if you want a discovery set.
Yes, get it from my website.
Please know, if you're buying a discovery set, buy that on influxious.co. Don't forget that there's no M, because I done messed this up 99 times. Influxious.co, because then you get a computer generated ID in your email that goes along with that purchase. You do not get that if you purchase a discovery set at Sephora. So if you go and you buy the discovery set at Sephora, please don't be in the customer service chat over at Influxious talking about something I didn't get a code. You don't get a code.
You don't get a code.
Okay, you don't get a code. Please, sorry, whatever.
Yeah.
And also, don't forget, if it's Sephora, y'all gonna get it in a day or two. And based on me on the East Coast, if it's influxious.co, you're gonna get it next week. So go over there and shop at Sephora.
Where were we supposed to shop at again?
We have expedited shipping on the website, y'all. So you can get there.
That black and white striped bag. Go get one.
Get you a black and white striped bag. But in the meantime, guys, I'm so excited. Like, honestly, I feel like this is the proudest moment of my life. And I'm just so grateful that I didn't have to compromise a single thing when it came to this launch. The juice quality, 10 out of 10. The bottles, 10 out of 10. Packaging, 10 out of 10. Like, our customer experience is also going to be a 10 out of 10. I think, honestly, I have no regrets when it comes to how I got things done, because I got it done.
We could not be more proud of you. We are so thankful that you have shared everything, the good, the bad, and the ugly, because it's not all roses. And you've been so transparent with everyone in your own lives, with our interviews and everything else we've seen. Like, you've shared your soul, and we're just so humble and honored that you do that with us. So thank you.
Thank you, guys.
We are excited. We want you to get some rest, because, baby, we can't have you out here with bags under your eyes while you're being the brand representative. Okay, I'm gonna need you to be out here and totally refreshed. Because when I see you on Saturday, you need to look like you're not stressed out, even though I know you're gonna be scared to death.
Yeah. No, thank you. I'm really excited.
You are. We are. So
I know. You know what I'm gonna do on Monday? I think Monday after the launch, I'm gonna go get a massage.
As you should.
I think that's what I'm gonna do.
I mean, I've never launched anything, but I know, like, after trial, where I built up for so long, and I'm on trial, and that's, performance, right? It's performance art. The next day I am done. I feel like I get a comatose sleep. And so what I do is everything goes to do not disturb. And that's a spa day for me. And I snore through massage. I snore through it. Okay.
Yeah.
So that sounds like a good thing. Thank you down in the chat. All the folks out there in Facebook land, thank you. And we are going to see what else is on the horizon for Influxious. Thank you, Funmi.
Bye, guys. Thank you. I'll see you guys on Saturday. Or I'll see you next Sunday.
Okay. Hold on you for a second down in the...
Can I, do I go?
Justin, take us out because my thing ain't working. Here we go.